Good evening, guys, and welcome to Tuesday night racing here at LFR at the Brazilian Grand Prix for round 3. We're just waiting for the guys to ready up. I don't know why they're flickering between. I'm not with Fleece tonight. I'm actually with Mr. Monday Night, Gaz. How you doing, mate?
I'm good, my friend. How are you?
I'm good, mate. Just waiting for these guys to ready up. We've got 17. I think we're going to have one, maybe two joining mid-session, as I don't know why some people haven't come in, but we'll hope to see them a little bit later on. But they will be starting from the back of the grid. Yeah, so 17 tonight. We had 16 last week. Gaz, where he did have a combo with a quali ban last week, which is the first of the season for both leagues. But no quali bans tonight. So, and he had a very good race actually last week, Iki combo, I have to say. And did you watch any of the race last week, Gaz?
I actually watched clips of it. I was flicking through bits of it to catch and see how the drivers did. I do believe there was some really good battles, and it was quite interesting at parts.
Yeah, it definitely was. There was a drag race towards the line between Dark Stomper and Young Lights, and unfortunately Young Lights has had to leave LFR, unfortunately, so he hasn't got his title rival. We do have Evil Hunter moving from Monday to Tuesday, but he hasn't turned up into the session as of yet. Other ones to watch out for you guys, I think, would be Vike de Laugh is another good one, Bazman, Delta, Veloose. They could all be right up there, but Dark Stompers seem to get the measure of a lot of these guys, sort of like Percy does on the Monday night.
Yes, definitely. Well, I do know Vike from other leagues that I've raced against him a couple of times, and I've also commentated on some of his racing. I think he's one of those drivers with an excellent racecraft, so quite interested to see how he does.
Yeah, well, we have got a while to go. We've got 18 minutes of this session, well, 17 minutes of this session now, and then obviously we're into Q2 with 15 minutes, and then 12 minutes to finish off in Q3 with the final 10. We've got 18 in here now, Lee.
Yeah.
Oh, he has. I think we should we allow him to start, as he got in right at the very start.
He got in there before before it started, so I think we can allow it to happen.
Yeah. So actually, no, we were going to have 17. We have 18. So he just got in just at the nick of time. The two Ferrari drivers are actually friends as well. Lee, sorry, that's how used to it I am, Gaz, and. I'm going to keep calling you Lee tonight. That's going to happen. And anyway. Obviously, you know about the two brothers in this league, Doiji and Deadshot.
Yeah, two friends of mine, I would say. Deadshot was the one who got me into commentating, so I've got a lot to thank him for. Doiji was his league I started commentating on, so it's both actually responsible for me being here, really.
Well, we really appreciate. Thank you very much, Deadshot. So. So definitely one to look out for is Dark Stomper, and he's just about to start a lap actually, Gaz.
So is Vike, but I'll jump on board with Vike actually at the moment because I think he'll be more entertaining. So here we go into turn 1, we're into which is the Senna S's, and then on to turn 3, as they call it, the curve of the sun. Apparently it's closest to the sun on the track. Then on to 4 and 5, which is the descent to the lake, because there's a lake just on the right hand side here. As you go around there for turn 5, we come onto this back straight, which leads on to turn 6 and 7, which is called the Horseshoe. On to turn 8, which is this one here, which is called Little Orange, because apparently there's a little orange tree that used to grow there. And then on to Little Pine, because there was a pine tree on the right hand side, if you could just see it. And then onto turn, which is called the Duck's Bill, because apparently, originally it actually was shaped like a duck's bill. The turn 11 here is called Dive, because it dips down. And then onto this corner, turn 12 here, which is Junction. It used to have multiple accesses there, which is why it's called Junction. This corner here on is Cafe, and now we're on turn 14, which is up to the pits. And then turn 15, which is this little kink here, which is called the Bleachers. So there's your run out, and the time of 1:08.1, fantastic time by Vike, and Dark Stomper with 1:07.7.
Yeah, and for some reason Vike has gone and reset to track.
That there, I will be honest, I was actually testing these out, testing out the track limits on this track earlier today, just to see what it was like. And I will be honest, I've got if you go too far down on the turn 1, it just throw you back on track. It'll also in sector 2 and 3, it does have this kind of imaginary line where all cars will be set back to track. So we are fully aware of that. I have explained to all the drivers before, if this happens to you, please declare it, and then afterwards we can basically write that off. So if anybody puts any complaints about you resetting to track, we can write it off if you've reset it automatically.
Sorry, I was just having a look through the assists. I was a bit worried I didn't put formation lap on, a bit of anxiety kicking in there.
No worries. I was like, I was just going to say, like, especially in sector 3, because it's actually quite open on the inside. It's like without these limitations that Co-Masters has put in, you would be able to jump from turn 11 all the way up to the pits without stopping really. So, and we've got Iggy who's spun out at turn 9. Nose into the tyre barrier.
Needs to be very careful and not get in anyone's way, and not careful not to get disqualified as well. Actually,
yeah, he stopped there dead because of he did have a car right behind him at the time, so he's actually waited until the car went past him before he pulled himself out of the wall.
It looks like he has got and he's just got out of the way of the Red Bull coming through. Of course. Something I haven't mentioned as of yet, Gaz, is we've got a couple of new drivers for tonight's outing here in the Brazilian Grand Prix. We've got the Williams driver of CDM-JW, who's actually going to be racing in Monday night, but I thought we'd get him in just for today, as he's not actually officially started on a Monday night as a reserve, just to see what he was like and to get a feel for LFR as a whole. And he said that Brazil was his favourite track, so he was happily obliged to have a go in Tuesday night racing. And we've got Clay as well, and he's a new driver as well. And we've got someone else who hasn't joined in an AlphaTauri, I think, as well. So I'm not too sure where. Yeah, there's another Red Bull driver who hasn't turned up. So yeah, we have got a couple of new guys. I think the only guy who's missing is Stu Vacar tonight, off the old list. Obviously, we don't have Young Lights with us anymore. Obviously, we've got Bazman with a good time up there, Lee, and Brendis as well. And
yeah,
Mercedes.
He's got.
I called you Lee again. I'm gonna do that all night. You watch. Yeah. That is gonna happen. I should tell. Like, I mean, you don't sound very Scottish, to be fair.
No. I've got this stupid Scouse accent, unfortunately. But I've got to say, I'm just looking at these times, and if you're looking at the top 12 are in within a second of each other. So it's like even like the ones that are like just slightly below are not actually that far away from being a competitive time. Really, it's like 1.5 seconds and 2 at the most.
And but like
these times will come down.
It looks like Mahid is retired from the session. I don't know if he's had an accident. Weird place to crash, and he has crashed there. Yeah, very strange one.
Where was he? That he went out?
It was turn 3. On the outside, it looked like, on the track map.
Yeah, so turn 3, if you overcook it out of the S-bends, which it's quite hard to do, but it is possible, and if you've got no traction control, that could actually cause you to oversteer, send you off the track. But that's like one of those combinations that is quite uncommon.
God, we've got a big traffic jam going on here, Lee. A league, Gaz, in the middle sector. I couldn't do that. I tell you what, I should give £1 to charity every time I do that. That'd stop me doing it. I'd get very poor very quickly.
You would get very poor. I think that traffic jam that you was mentioning was actually, it was Doja getting out of the way so Beckett could get a fast lap going, and I think Clay was the other driver he moved out the way for. So fair play to Doiji for doing that.
Yeah, fair play to him. And obviously we've had 2 guys out of this session already.
Doc Stomper's retired off it.
Offney did actually retire. I was just about to put a message out, and he already did it by the time I looked up just to check.
Yeah.
So that's unfortunate, but he almost joined late anyway. So, but
it was on that thing because we did tell him. He told us it was going to be late. Well, you're going to miss qualifying then, and I think he joined just as qualifying started. So I think he done the noble thing and said like, I'll retire.
Yeah,
Oh, I've just seen Claymore just clip the wall. He come round turn 5 and he strayed over to the left a bit too much and clipped the wall and lost his tyre. So that's him out.
it looks like a few people have been making a couple of little mistakes. That means there's not going to be anyone out in this session now, Gaz.
There will be one person knocked out. There's 4 people to be knocked out in Q1 because there's only 18 drivers. So half go out in Q1, half go out in Q2. Yeah, so it's well, that's my understanding from past experiences that I've always seen. It's like half the drivers going out. So we've got that one place at the bottom there because Beckett's just put a safe, well, I wouldn't call it safe, but a time of 108.8, which puts him in 14th.
Yeah, so we have got not many. We've got Vike to laugh on the lap. It's looking pretty good for Mercedes at the minute. First and first and fifth in Q1.
Oh yes, definitely. Because I've not been seeing these races full length.
You're not too sure about the drivers.
I haven't got a gauge yet as to where everybody else. But Veloz is putting in a very nice time of a 107.4. So puts them in P1, and Vike has dived into pits.
Of course, we don't know. We've got a few people watching. We've got 4 or 5 people watching. If anyone knows what the weather forecast is for the race, drop it down in the comments and we'll have a look in a minute or so. Be interested to see. We haven't actually had a wet race yet, have we, in LFR? And so still been waiting on that one. Not even a wet qualifying. Oh no, we had a wet qualifying in the pre-season, didn't we? In the second in the second session on that Monday, we had a wet qualifying. That was good. That was fun. Yeah, so I can't. It was Percy that won last night, wasn't it, Lee? Every time I do it, it's just gonna have to stay like that. Yeah, Gaz. Yeah, it was Percy that won last night, wasn't it?
It was Percy. Very, very well raced yesterday. It actually wasn't as one-way driven as we originally thought. Tyre strategies were all over the place. Everybody having different strategies. Late safety cars came out, so we didn't have a safety car for the first half of the race pretty much. And then we had a few crashes where tyres are getting a bit loose and drivers are getting a bit tired. So I am expecting something similar. And I think Vike has spun out just outside 10-10. Luckily, he's already put in a... Oh no, so it wasn't Vike, it was...
Taylor.
It was Taylor. Sorry. I was looked at my screen, I was like, who am I on board with? And I realised I was on board Taylor, not Vike, when I switched across.
And he's... we have got a comment, so maybe we will now know. Got 2 comments, so maybe we will know what the weather forecast is looking like.
Dun, dun, dun.
No, not yet. Just we've got someone who's out of the session. I didn't actually catch that. That was Taylor.
I think that might be. See, this is what I don't like about the Codemasters thing. They've put him in 15th at the moment with a 107.9, and he is faster than the 7 of the drivers above him. So it's Beckett's out.
Oh, he's just had a spin on the exit of towards the final corner, and he's obviously spun the car around, had hot tyres, and not really thought about the fact he's got hot tyres. So That's unfortunate. We've got a few guys out, so I think we're going to probably see some guys now just retiring from the session. We're going to jump straight into Q2. We've really not had a very good session for a lot of these drivers in Q1.
No. Hopefully they're getting the mistakes over and done with in the qualifying session, so the race will be quite a bit smoother. Really, it's a tough course. I personally cannot drive around there.
Do you not like
Brazil?
it? Do you not like it?
No, Interlagos for me, it's just not that. I've never had a good race on it at all, ever. I love watching it. Yesterday gave me like a big boost of watching it again because I had not seen a decent Brazilian race for a while. But then yesterday was absolutely fantastic to see. So today I'm hoping to become more the same. Which is when you invited me to join you today, I was like, yeah, definitely, let's jump on board with that.
Well, I was just having a little look at the CDMJW. I don't really know what to call him. I don't think I can always say CDMJW. Well, actually, it's going to be for you to say that, actually, because he's going to be racing on a Monday, not a Tuesday. So that's actually.
I'll just end up calling CD.
CD.
He'll get called CD, and then like we'll probably end up messing around with his name because like JW at the end is like Jehovah's Witness, maybe.
That's probably something
central defensive mid. He's a central defensive mid for Jehovah's Witness football team.
Yeah. Oh, there you go.
I do joke, but
Hobo's rubbed off on you a little bit.
Oh yeah, Hobo. The banter with Hobo is unbelievable.
Oh, we've just seen Doiji taking a route onto the grass and chipping his front wing, but obviously they are through. So these guys actually need to be really careful now because they are actually through to the next session as long as they don't bin it into the wall.
Yeah.
As long as they keep it on the black stuff, they'll be alright.
Yeah, all these drivers could just go like, yeah, let's go into the pits and just relax. But there will be a couple of drivers who go, oh, I want to do a fast lap now because Veloz is on an out lap at the moment.
Yeah.
So is the CD.
Well, I was going to say I always find it what's the word? Beneficial to do more laps in Q1. Gives you a better feel of the track when you go further into qualifying. So I always try and do at least 2 laps, sometimes 3 laps, preferably on the one tyre, so you don't use any more sets.
Yeah.
So I'm just with Veloz at the minute. I'm just coming down towards turn 4, which is one of the best overtaking spots on the track, as well as turn 1. Or if you're like me, you can have a nice little battle up here, side by side.
Side by side, all the way up to 10-11.
Yeah, that was fun.
That was unreal, I will be honest. It was like, we was expecting there was going to be some contact, but not a single bit like yesterday, so I'm hoping for more battles of the same. Especially with some of these drivers, because I know a few of these drivers, and I know they're all quite clean drivers, so I'll be expecting similar kind of battles throughout the race today.
Yeah, well, I definitely like commentating on Tuesday night. And to be fair, you don't really see many big incidents at all. Not as yet. Anyway, touch wood. 107.489. I think that was an improvement there, wasn't it, Gaz?
It was a small improvement, not much at all.
Got Doiji on an out lap, and he's not going to be able to get there, so he's hopefully just going to go across the line. He'll be through. Basman on a lap in the Alfa Romeo at the minute, just taking a full-time seat. Was a reserve driver and is taking the seat of Young Lights in the Alfa Romeo, but very
CD
good race.
CD just posted a time of 107.6.
Oh, it's getting very competitive now.
It really is. I'm just having a look. I think there might have been a timing glitch here because Deutsche has made that. I think we might have a timing glitch on board us because he's actually made it made the line for time.
Yeah, he says 1087.
Yeah, but he hasn't got the checker flag next to him, which means that, and he's got. I'm actually on board with him now, and I can see a time on it, which means that
timer clock's wrong.
Yeah, this happens all the time, doesn't it? So
yeah, well, everyone else has got checker flag, apart from CDM, who just let Doiji through. Actually, so we'll go back with Doiji, the last man to come across the line, coming up to the final corner, as Gas says, junction or Young Cal. And obviously a very famous corner from 2008, Gaz.
Oh yes, that's a long time ago. That really
does feel like an awful long time ago now.
Yeah, that's when Jenson Button was racing for Honda. Honda was still actually a competitor in the sport.
Yeah,
which is a long time ago.
Which is a shame they're actually leaving at the end of this year, but.
I can understand all they were doing about it was providing engines that wasn't really financially viable because they weren't getting anything from it. Really themselves, they were just getting the money from the two teams that actually did buy the Honda engine.
Yeah.
But it'd be quite interesting to see where Renault, where Red Bull and AlphaTauri go when it comes to engines. Rumour is that Red Bull is actually looking to buy the Honda engine setup from Honda.
Yeah.
But if they get Ross Brawn to do the deal, then they could be seeing it for could be getting the engine for £1, because that's how much Ross Brawn bought the Honda team from Honda.
Yeah. Well, anyway, after that, it's all over, Lee, and we've got 13 in Q2. There's a huge amount of guys who have.
Yes, Lee, it's all over.
I'm not even going to get annoyed about it now. I'm just going to roll with it. Your lead tonight.
There's 5. Yeah, I'll be lead tonight. There's 5 that's dropped out. There's 5 that's dropped. There's 5 that's dropped dirt. So,
that's better. Now I feel like it's Tuesday night's normal now. No, Gaz. There's 5 people that have dropped out, so we've got 13.
Yeah,
left.
13 left. So yeah, it's always higgledy-piggledy with the numbers. It's whatever. I think it's just basically whatever Codemaster feels. So here we go, top 13 drivers. I do think they've got it wrong though as well, because there was one driver that's been dropped out that was actually there quicker than some of these other drivers. But it's good to see that we've got a few drivers. Maybe it's because they've retired.
Not 100% sure actually.
I think they might have been dropped. They've been dropped out of it because they retired for whatever reason. But we do have a lot of cars out, and Avinash Hanuman is actually leading the way on the outlap.
Yeah, and his connection for some reason isn't brilliant. He did have a bit of a bad connection, I think, in pre-season. He did seem to get it a lot better than it was, so we'll have to just keep a little eye on that. But yeah, Avinash is in first place. We've got Brendis out as well in the Mercedes. Doiji is through as well. Delta out as well. Dark Stomper, who was probably having a bit of a shock in Q1 that he wasn't leading the times. To be honest, he was quite far and away with Young Lights for the start of the season. But obviously, as you know, the first 2 tracks were really street circuits. This is the first real racetrack we've come to actually in the season.
Yes, it is, yeah, and it's what a track to come to. It is for like the first official track. I asked this question yesterday to Hobo, and he got it wrong. So I'll ask you the same question: how many variations do you think this track has actually had?
3, 4.
Officially, they had 15 variations.
Wow.
Well, when I say officially, it's more the fact that Yeah, 15 of variations I've had. Yesterday I caught up on 12 different variations, and then when I was doing a bit more research today, found that there was other variations of the circuit pre F1 entry. But there is 5 variations while they've been in F1, which is quite a lot really for a circuit in the middle of a city.
It is quite a lot. I do love this track. I just... Oh, Dark Stomper! He's into the wall. And he was pushing really hard on those medium tyres, but of course he's probably going to have ruined those medium tyres now. I'm not too sure. He's just been disqualified, is he? The Dark Stomper is out of the session, so Dark Stomper is not going to be taking pole position in this Tuesday night race, and that is a big surprise, I have to admit. The good thing for him, because it's only 13 drivers here, he will be starting 13th. He does get the choice of tyre, which will be fresh tyres, because these drivers are going to look like, I think they're going to be pushing each other hard in this sector to actually get into Q3. So they're going to wear these tyres down a bit more than what they really want. Yeah, they will be. There is a mix-up in tyre strategies, of course. Protocol, if anyone doesn't know, Q2 top 10 will start on the tyres they set their fastest laps on, so that's why you are seeing some medium yellow banded tyres at the moment. Not a lot of people qualified on the mediums last night. There was only 3 of us, I think. The rest qualified on the soft tyres, so the softs you're probably going to see most likely be predominant in the session. But on the other hand, there's only 12 people now, so there's only 2 people out, so you actually might see the actual opposite tonight.
Yeah, there was because the times were so close on this medium tyres, and then a few people jumped in on the soft tyres, started pushing the faster drivers down. We've seen a big panic surge from the faster drivers yesterday to put on the soft tyres. So, with there being less people in this, I do think that it's going to be like the opposite, like you said.
Yeah,
not unless someone who jumps at the top really with a soft tyre and then it pushes everybody down, so they'll just see them leapfrogging each other until it settles.
Yeah, we've had H. Bosworth. I think he's just starting. I'm not too sure what he's doing. I think he does like he invalidated his lap time. I'm not 100% sure what was going on there. Yeah, no, we had just the 3 of us. I actually went out on, as you said, on the soft tyres, but with CDM actually invalidating his lap time on exit there on the mediums. People are really on the medium tyres. People are really struggling on the mediums here. I felt really comfortable with them last night. Actually, I don't really know what it was. I actually sort of felt more comfortable with them than the softs in some parts. But yeah, I backed out of my lap at the end. I remember Hobo saying on the commentary like, "Oh, he slowed down because I didn't want to set the lap on the softs because I knew I was safe."
It was yourself and Percy did the same thing. He went out with the soft tyres, put in a good sector 1 and 2, just bit in and realised that you're safe, and then just dived into the pits. But it was smart strategy from both of you, that was yesterday. So I do believe we're going to be seeing similar kind of motions from these drivers today.
Well, if you've noticed, we've got a driver out of Beckett in the Alfa Romeo. I think he must have crashed out somewhere. I'm not 100% sure. So now we've only got 11 drivers in the session, so only one man is going out, as we see Santi getting right out of the way of the Renault driver of Valise, who's about to come across the line on the medium tyres.
Beckett's actually still holding 4th at the moment, so it depends on these drivers below. Are they able to leapfrog Beckett to claim a place? Yeah.
What a time from Valise, I guess. 107.8
on a medium tyre.
Yeah.
We predicted that the time difference between the soft to mediums is roughly about 0.6 of a second.
Yeah, that's what I'd say.
So I got a spot on yesterday. We see Percy, and as I said, he'll take up 0.6 per second in Q3, and he did. It was like bang on the money. It was a little bit scary, but no, when we worked that out, it was quite easy to work out who we should be seeing in Q3 and where. But this is a mixed bag really of drivers. So a few drivers putting soft tyres on with a decent time, a lot with medium tyres putting a good time in. So it's going to be quite interesting when it gets to Q3.
Yeah, well, this is all new to you, Gav, isn't it? Of course, you did a couple of commentaries on Tuesday night, but they're pre-season with a mix-up of both grids, so you haven't actually had the full. Of course, you commentated on people like Judge Santi, didn't you? And was Fight
Yes.
the Last one where he's actually doing a nice little Tokyo drift there in Brazil. Looked like he was about to have another go at it as well. Yeah, who else did you commentate on, Gas?
It was we had there was Doiji, there was Deadshot, Vike was in there. I've actually Heights Boss where I've commentated on him a few times.
Yeah,
X-Ray Delta. So yeah, quite a few drivers.
Right, yeah. So quite a lot of them. There obviously, I said there's some new drivers you wouldn't have seen before. Avanash on the soft tyres. I'm surprised with Avanash being on the soft tyres. Actually, he's pretty good with his pace. I think really Lee subconsciously supports Avanash because they share the same driver number, as I like to mention to him every week. So, but he's obviously in the rival team, my team, Ferrari, and I say my team. I wish Ferrari was my team. That'd be good, wouldn't it?
Well, for you maybe. I'm not a fan of the Big Red Machine.
Nope.
I will be honest. No, it's not because I think they are a fantastic team and they do deserve to be up there at the top alongside with Mercedes and Red Bull. I just think it's just a personal thing for me. I don't agree with their history. Let's just say that. I know, like, when it comes to F1, I'm pretty much a little bit of a guru. I know pretty much most things about circuits, about the cars, about the history. So I do make my judgments through those kind of things. But on these kind of games, you kind of have to, when it comes to the esports, you've got to kind of like take a backseat and think this is actually not the team. This is just a decoration, really.
Yeah, of course it is. It's not really. It's not like they go back to Maranello on a Monday morning. So unfortunately, but yeah, well, no, obviously it's great because you do actually get to see teams like Williams right up there, even though it's a shame they're actually not right up there at the minute.
Well, with the new improvements that they're getting, I'm sure like we'll be seeing them in the mid packs very soon.
Yeah.
So while it's kind of like getting a little bit quiet now in the middle of Q2, because I think this is where people are going to be down in the pits getting ready for the last outing, I'm going to just run through little details about the circuit. So it's Autodromo Jose Carlos Pace is the name of the circuit. It is in the middle of Sao Paulo. It is 4.3 kilometers, which is 2.66 miles. It is made up of 15 turns, 9 to the left and 6 to the right. It is a grade 1.5 on the FIA grading chart. It is similar to Monaco. It is one of those ones. Its legacy is keeping it in the F1 calendar. I think it's due to the fact that the safety features of the circuit doesn't meet their standards.
Oh, does it not?
No. It's part of the reason why there's big debates going on currently with the Brazil circuit, which is basically up for judgment. But the infield basically between turns 11 and 15 is very open. And if you actually look at it, the safety teams are hiding behind a small barrier, but could still be hit from a different angle quite easily. And there's nothing there to stop them apart from a slight gradient. So FIA have been asking consistently about getting that updated.
Well, if it needs to be done, it needs to be done. It can't just be there. I know Monaco is the only exception because it's the one that brings the biggest money for the year. So I kind of understand, and even though I don't like Monaco on a Sunday, I love Monaco on a Saturday. it's probably the best qualifying session of the year.
I do agree with you on that. We've got a few drivers there parking off the circuit.
Yeah, Bazman just getting nicely out of the way.
Yeah, so's Doiji. Doiji disqualified from the session for parking in a dangerous location. I think that was actually him getting out of the way.
Yeah, but it's the fact. I think you need to keep moving though. Like you can't stay stopped, because sometimes staying stopped is actually more dangerous, because you don't expect someone to be stopped. Well, you should never be stopped on the racetrack actually, unless you've obviously been spun.
Yeah, well, when I was looking at it, when I seen it, I was actually on board Vike at the time, as Vike went past him. It was just showing up that he was like he was off the circuit, but he was on the inside of the circuit, so a car spinning up would have actually hit him. So I can understand that.
Well, just to take note, actually, Gaz H. Bosworth, even though he's got the rev glitch, which is always awful, he's on a lap at the minute in 11th place. Looks like Beckett is going to be knocked out, because he's only got a couple, and he's invalidated his lap time. Commentator's curse right there, ladies and gentlemen, with saying that he was going to be able to I'm doing a hobo. It's official, that's what it's called. It's called doing a hobo. He said he was going to watch this later, I think, so he will see. Yeah, so I think that is going to round out our top 10 now already, with a minute to go.
Wow.
But I do say that actually, if he's got if he's got enough fuel,
he might be able to do another run.
Yeah, he has got 45 seconds left on the clock when he crosses the line. Yeah, so he's going to go again actually, so forgive me, he's going to have another go. He's got enough fuel, so we'll see how he does. Of course, he might not have enough fuel to the end of the lap, Gaz.
Oh, and CD has put in a 107.4.
Yeah, the new man is stamped his place in LFR already, with first place in Q2 at the minute. Only just though, very, very just to
very small margin.
Very, very small margin.
6 thousandths.
That is very, very well. Even Valouz, who is on medium tyres, that is a very good lap to be 4/10 behind them.
Yeah.
And we're just...
See, these are quite decent times. I saw that Percy was the only one to break the 106 barrier. He got 106.9. So we could be expecting those kind of times coming from some of these drivers. Valouz is on those medium tyres. He could easily get a 106.
And H. Bosworth on the soft tyres goes up to 6th place and knocks Beckett out. Obviously wouldn't have been able to set a time in Q3 anyway, but he would have been starting in 10th. But I suppose he gets a free set now, so actually I suppose that is actually, he's better off being in 11th place than he would have been in 10th.
Yes, it's being 11th is always better than 10th, because you get the free tyre strategy and you're on the strong side of the circuit. So you get that extra grip that was being built up over qualifying.
And don't quote me on this one, but I think that's H. Bosworth's first Q3 appearance of the season. So, but as I said, don't quote me on that. I think I'm obviously only had 2 rounds.
I think I'm on board. I can be on board with that, because he was in pre-season. He felt like he was struggling for pace. With the early races, he was actually sitting lower down. But fantastic performance and great improvements.
Yeah, well, we've only got one more session to go. So the drivers out of this session in 11th is Beckett, who would have probably made it through if he hadn't DNF. Dark Stomper in 12th, didn't set a lap and disqualified was Doiji for staying still on track for too long. And CDM, the newcomer for Monday night, just reserving tonight and Tuesday night, is top of the standings in Q2. So a bit more of a mix-up, as I said. So there's 4 instead of 3 tonight in starting on the medium tyres.
Yeah, the tyre strategy is quite bizarre for Brazil.
Well,
It just it shows up a medium hard or a soft to hard,
you can do a
but
medium.
I'd go for a medium to hard. Not medium to hard, a medium soft, or a medium soft.
I see
Personally.
now. I disagree. If the race had run the way I wanted it to last night, with no safety cars, I was staying out till about lap 19 and jumping on the softs for the rest of the race.
That was brave. That was brave.
I've done it so many times before. I've let my secret out now. It's actually quicker. It's one of the only tracks where there's a strategy that's quicker than what it suggests.
I've always thought about it. I'd go for where you don't have to worry about your tyres as much, because that's one thing you will have to be careful if you've got to have good tyre management to make that work, really, which you must have. Personally, for me, I like to put full throttle and throw my car in every corner I can.
Yeah, well, that's what I do love qualifying. I've got a lot better with my race pace now, but my qualifying has always been the stronger of the two parts of a race. So yeah, now we are in crunch time of qualifying. 12 minutes or just under 11 minutes now to go in this session, and most of the drivers all coming out on track. They should have 2 sets for this session, so we'll probably see 2 time laps from each driver. I don't know who's. I think we've got Velus. Is it
Velus? Is that at the front?
Yeah, he is. He's just about to start. We've got Red Bull just behind him. Yeah, Delta. So he's going to get a nice little tow, I think, as long as they keep that gap. He'll have a nice little tow there, will Delta.
Oh yeah, especially down these back straights here for the beginning and the end of the lap.
Yeah, but he's still within. If he can gain time through the sets 2 Delta, that would have really made that work for him, especially up to the start finish, because that's such a long straight, or well, sort of straight, down towards turn 1. So that will be interesting to see. I said Velus will be the first man to cross the line. He could definitely be easily on the front row of the grid. Don't really know who's going to take pole here.
It's going to be tough because a lot of these drivers are very quick.
So I think Velus got away from Delta a bit more than he would have liked, and I'm just about to see Velus cross the line. 107.3. I think he can do a bit better than that. A 108.2.
Definitely can.
For Delta. Who is the next man up across the line? It's Avanash, 108.1, just ahead of Delta, and I think we got a Mercedes next, the Silver Arrow or Black Arrow for this season. Yeah, sorry, Brendis goes into second, very close
7.4
between the top 2 at the minute. Yeah, very close between the top 2 of Brendis and Velus. Next man up is the other Mercedes driver, Bike Delar, goes into 5th place with a 113.8, so I think he made a big mistake. I think he's actually going on another lap now.
Yeah, I think he's made an error somewhere.
CDM, 3rd, 107.6. These times are quite close, Gav.
Bazman, 107.5. Fantastic time for the Bazman.
Yeah, brilliant time. We've got a few more guys. They're all on. Iggy just starting a lap. Santi is going to start a lap in a minute. Bosworth is on a lap. Apologies for the glitch on the Racing Point engine. I'm sure he's not going to the rev limiter as much as it seems like. As he's coming round junction now up to the start finish. Really long straight here, really prime overtaking into turn 1 from here. So you want to take the shortest line of resistance up to the line, try to stick to the left hand side. 5th place for Bosworth, pretty good time actually, 7.8. He does go deep into turn 1. CDM is in a dangerous place, you don't want to say stop. but he has been able to keep his car on track. That's the one thing about this game as well, guys, that I don't like. I think you should have blue flags in qualifying. They should know when you're on a lap, where, I don't know, where they code it, where if you're in hot lap and max, then it always tells you to get out of the way. And that's the way they could have it, so you can know who to get out of the way of and who you don't need to get out of the way of. But
yeah, it'd be one of those ones that's quite hard to judge, really, for a game, because it won't be to know if you're purposely driving fast or or you're just basically coming in hot, if you get me.
yeah,
it's quite hard to judge that on a game. But no, I completely understand where you're coming from on that.
and Santi's going again. He's done time of 1:13.1. Obviously, that is definitely not a representative lap time. And he's going again. We've only got 6 and a bit minutes to go. So I'm not too sure, Gaz. This could be his last lap. This will be very close for him to be able to get back out again. So we'll stay with Santi, because this potentially could be his. He could be the first man to do a last lap in this session. The Alpha Tauri driver.
Yeah, I can see what you say. I can see where that comes from, but the turnaround at the pits can be quite quick if you're in and out there quick. So it's going to be one of those things. Depends how he does on this lap. If he gets round quick enough, he might be able to dive in, because he is coming around now to the final bend. So I've seen someone coming out the pits there, so in a 1 minute 30 left, and managed to just make it. So
Right.
we'll see how that goes.
Well, he's definitely finishing the lap. Stays 10th fastest, 8.4, 2/10 off 9th place, X-Ray Delta, in the sister car of the Red Bull family, in the Red Bull and Alpha Tauri. Most of the guys, 8 of the guys in the pits at the moment, as you said, the 2 Red Bull and Alpha Tauri cars on track. I think we've got Delta. I think Delta's on the lap, actually.
Yes, Delta is on a lap at the moment. So he's come out. I'd say he's come out. Basically, he's done it. Worked it out. He could potentially do 3 fast laps, really. So he might after this lap jump back in and jump straight back out again.
Yeah,
It'll be a tall order to do.
It will be. That will be. I think this is one of the tracks, just like Austria, where you can get 3 laps in. Like, you can definitely get 4 laps in a short qualifying session. You just go purple sector 2 at the minute. I'm not sure if that's all. That sometimes does lie to you, Codemasters. It likes to give you a bit of encouragement, the driver, but you're actually not doing a purple sector time. But we will see in a few seconds' time where he is about to come, and it's 8th with a 1:07.980. So even the midfield, Gaz, is certainly close. I mean, they're almost all in the 1:07s. I think that was better than last night, was it not?
It was a larger spread than last night, but like if you look from top to bottom right now, you're looking at 1.2 seconds.
Yeah,
1.2 seconds to between top to bottom, inclusive. So it's nice spread. It's quite tight as well, quite tight between the drivers. So I do think that if this goes on the circuit, this tightness, then we're going to have a very good battle. And it could be anybody's race to get the podium.
It definitely could be anyone's race to get the win. Anyone's be on pole position. I mean, I think the top 4 have definitely got that opportunity. I mean, you can definitely find 3/10 if you really want to. That'd be amazing to see CVM on pole position, though, would it not? First race, just as reserve tonight.
Oh yes, definitely. Comes in, shows up, and goes, "I'm off."
Fight to laugh. He's ruined his chances in this session, and he knows it as well as he's not moved. He was trying to warm up his tyres out of a corner and has now spun off and destroyed his front wing. And that's his session over. So he'll be at the very most starting in 5th, but I have a feeling he'll probably drop down a few places after that. He hasn't got enough time to get back in and come back out again. It's
not at all for wing with hair.
Yeah, definitely. So I don't know if he's even going to attempt it. I don't think he is. No, he's just coming in the pits. He's going to be absolutely gutted. So, some of the guys still, they're all coming out of the pits now, Gaz. They're all starting to bail out. So I think our clocks might be a bit wrong because they're all cutting this a little bit fine.
Yeah. Well, 1 minute 30, I'd say, is the cut-off because Joe to get over the line just. So if they're coming out now, then it just means that they've got a few seconds in the bag. But this Renault of the loose has just come out of the pits. He's going to be cutting it fine.
And of course, and the other thing, you've got to get out of way of other drivers. It's really not the best idea to push really hard on your outlap. It warms up your engine and ruins your tyres, which is the one thing you don't want to do in qualifying on an outlap.
Especially in Brazil. Brazil is the worst for for engine wear. Because it feels like you're going uphill all the time.
And Brendis, he's crossed the line, Gaz, and he hasn't improved on his time.
Well, he's got a chance to do another lap.
He's not doing another lap. I don't think he's got enough time to go around to start again from where he is. Basman is on a lap though. He's a pole position contender for this Brazilian Grand Prix on Tuesday night racing. And I think I'm still really excited to see who's gonna get pole position. There's no Dark Stomper up there, which is a bit of a shock. 2 weeks in a row he's been on the front row, and he's nowhere in sight today, so it's all to play for. So it was a bit like Monza in that race last year, with Hamilton getting his drive-through at the end of that race.
Yeah.
We're just seeing Basman come around the final corner, Gaz. I haven't called you Lee for a long time now. And
I think you got used to it now.
CDM goes into second place with a 107.4 dead, and that's so close to getting Velouz, and Brendan's in the pits. Basman is in the pits. He didn't improve. Got H. Bosworth and Iggy Combo on laps, and I think Velouz is on a lap as well, and he's looking pretty comfortable with it at the moment. I think we're going to have H. Bosworth cross the line first, Gaz.
Yeah, it's brilliant. It's brilliant. I love seeing this. This is like...
And he's in the pits.
I'm actually in awe of the times at the moment. It's like they're so close.
They are very close, and Iggy goes even faster with a 107.1 and takes that pole position by 2.5 tenths of a second. And fair play to CDM though, front row of the grid in your first time out, and I think we're looking at that time from last night, Gaz. That's another one right up there into Q3 on Monday night.
Yeah, he's shown up. He's shown his true pace, hasn't he? Really well today. So we're quite interested to see how he does against Percy, really. Who is basically running away with the races at times.
Whoa, we're not having that said. We're only on round 3, alright?
Oh, just because you got your first finish in...
Ferrari engine's getting an update, alright? It's coming.
You're going to sit there and you're going to glitch it so Ferraris are actually what they used to be.
I'm going to be doing like 59 seconds around Austria. So anyway, after that, Velouz takes his first pole position of the season, and a really good performance from the Renault driver, taking it off Dark Stomper, we thought could be right up there in the mix. So Renault still doing really well. CDM on his first time out in the Williams, second place. Brendis third in the Mercedes. Basman in fourth in the Alfa Romeo for his first time out as a full-time driver. Bike to Laugh is in 5th place. Not bad showing for the two Mercedes drivers. 6th for H. Bosworth. Iggy Combo in 7th. 8th Avanash. 9th X-Ray Delta, and Judd Santi wasn't able to improve on that 108.4.
Epic times, really. Even Judd Santi, we know he's faster than that because I think he did do a faster lap in Q1. So I think that's just a bad luck going through around Q3 there. But we are going to be looking at a very interesting race. I want to see how Dark Stomper does, starting all the way down to 13th. Can he work his magic and get through the grid?
I'm pretty sure he's going to be able to make some improvements, and obviously we've got the 18 drivers for this session. We've had a bit of a hectic qualifying. Let's just hope that's not carried over into the race. We're just waiting for guys to do their setups and setups, we should have done that a long time ago, do their strategies and pick their fuel loads, and yeah, so we're just getting underway now. 30 seconds until the session starts with our formation lap, and obviously it's another dry day, Gaz, no rain, so
Yeah.
still waiting on that wet race. And usually, well, we don't know actually, Brazil can be quite dramatic with the weather, of course.
Yeah, it's either really nice or really treacherous. So it's like a mix. It's like the weather is unpredictable, and sometimes it's actually quite unmanageable, really, when you're on circuit.
Yeah, you are right. It definitely can be slightly unmanageable, and they are away for their formation lap. No worries at the moment with this not great Codemasters game, should we just say, with unranked lorries, but we're getting away now. So if you'd forgotten the order, obviously not just from a few months ago, we all know Veloose is on pole position, CDM is in second, Brendis third, Basman fourth, fifth, Bite the Laugh, H Bosworth sixth, seventh is C Combo, Avanash in 8th, 9th X-Ray down to Judd Santi in 10th, 11 is Beckett, Dark Stomper is in 12th with CL he moves up the grid, Doiji is in 13th place, 14th is Taylor Mackenzie, Deadshot is in 15th with his brother directly ahead of him, Clay, new man tonight in the Alpha Tauri in 18th, 17th, the other Ferrari driver Mahid is at the rear of the grid, 18th and last place in the Haas.
But while they're finishing up their formation lap, let's just remind our viewers that we are giving clean driver points out for the LFR Jensen Button Award. So all drivers who finish the race are given points for clean driving. At the end of the season, there will be a prize for the best clean driver for both MNR and TNR. So it's all to play for. So even if you are last, you can still get clean driving points if you finish the race.
Yeah, it's definitely all to play for. And we're just waiting for these guys to form up on the grid now. So yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing what CDM can do into turn 1. He may get a mega start on those soft tyres compared. Oh yeah, that's a good point actually. Tyres, we'll have a quick, very, very quick look. So a lot of the guys at the back, we've got some hards, we've got some softs, and two medium runners with Beckett and Deadshot. A bit of a mix-up towards the back there, Gas.
Yeah, I'd like to call it's going to be like a very, very mixed bag when it comes to the pit strategies. I'd be quite interested to see if the undercut or the overcut works, because this is a circuit the overcut tends to work the best.
Yeah, but we've got a bit of a glitch with me being the host, so I think we're just about to get underway, and we're away on Tuesday night on the Brazilian Grand Prix. And CDM gets a fantastic start into turn 1, and he takes the lead of this Brazilian Grand Prix with Veloose into second, Basman fighting it out in third with Brendis, who takes third position, and there's a bit of wheel banging going on there, and looks like there's a spinner at the back of Haas. It's been spun round in a big crash towards the back between an Alfa Romeo and a Haas driver.
I thought the Alfa Romeo actually got
we've got Doiji is out of the session, and a safety car has been deployed, and that was not fantastic for fantastic few corners for TNR. I think that was a bit of a surprise actually. It's a shame for Doiji. He's been out in the last 2 races, and I don't think he scored any points so far this season, so he's going to be absolutely gutted about that. Tyre strategies is all out the window now, and might see some guys having to come into the pits.
Well, we will be expecting the Beckett and Taylor to come in with if they've got any damage. I'm not too sure if Taylor's got damage. Taylor, it doesn't look like Taylor's got damage, but I know Beckett's got damage to his front wing. So Beckett will have to come into the pits. But a lot of people have or a couple of people have jumped in.
Yeah, a couple of people have jumped in to the pits.
Yeah, front wing damage for Dark Stomper and Mahid.
Dark Stomper's got wing damage. I think he was trying to be ultra aggressive at the start of that race.
It's one of those things that it's tough to judge, especially coming out the first 3 corners are the most important for a race, especially when you're looking at Brazil with the corners are quite tight.
It is.
It's quite interesting already. It's sparked up a few problems.
CDM in the lead of this race though, he had a fantastic getaway at the start, and it seemed all well and good through turns 1 to 3. Turns 1 and 2, and then turn 3 at the back of the grid, it sort of went a little bit haywire.
I said that to Hobo yesterday. It was like the problems won't be turns 1 and 2; it'd always be turn 3. And this has just replicated it, really, exactly what I thought. It's difficult to judge because you could have we had a very clean start and we didn't get any issues until lap 3, where there was a few wheel banging, everybody being like that, wanting to make that early move, wanting to move up quickly, and it's just took its toll really on some of the drivers.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, Doiji going out after turn 5. I'm sure we'll find out exactly what happened with him soon in the chat, whether it was contact with someone or whether he just misjudged his turn. But it's quite similar to how one of the other drivers in qualifying, I can't remember his name, I think it was Taylor, I was on board with at the time that he crashed out at the same corner. It was like quite mirror image of that.
So, there's been a few time penalties that's gone on there. I have no idea what's happened there. There was a load of time penalties that have just come about.
I'll have a little look. We have Ophel and Dark Stomper with a severe collision with Mahid, and Mahid with a severe collision with Dark Stomper. So where are they sitting?
In the back of the grid, 14th, 15th and 16th.
So I'm not too sure exactly how that's panned out, but it just seems like it's when cars are slowing down to warm up the tyres to make a little bit of a little touch, and that's it. It can cause a severe penalty due to the coding of the game.
Well, we have safety car in this lap, and the CDM is just starting to hold up the pack, and they'll have to wait for him to get racing, and he hasn't gone just yet. Now he's gone, and we are away racing again on lap 4. It will be in a few seconds time, and there is a bit of a drag race between Bazman and Valouz down into turn 1. Valouz on the inside, Bazman on the outside. There is a collision. A Red Bull X-Ray Delta is out of this session. I don't know what happened there. Iggy combo also into the wall, and the Dark Stomper is in the pit lane, and he's going to be on a mega charge now, and we'll see what he's got. That was a bit strange. I didn't see what happened there. Iggy is just coming around, so he's going to have to... Got Santi out of the race as well.
And Mahid as well. Mahid, it looks like a 10-5 battle that might have gone wrong. That's something that I'm actually quite interested to see what happened there, because you've got both cars are like, it looks like it might be wheel to wheel collision. So because the Haas has got a broken right wheel, and it looks like the AlphaTauri's got a broken left, so it looks like those two wheels are the ones that connected together. But a very eventful few laps there.
That definitely has been rather eventful so far. We're back underway again. We had some yellow cautions. CDM in the lead of this race at the minute, and he must be pretty happy with that at the moment.
Yeah, I think that the opening 210s was amazing for him. Really opened up the race for him. I can't wait to see what he's like on Monday. I think he'll be running rings around you, to be honest.
Oh, thank you very much. And we've got a couple of overtakes going on in the pit lane. Bike to laugh now, out on track, soft tyres fitted for the Mercedes driver. We've only got 14 left on lap 5. We have 4 drivers out in this session. And we've had a few guys just starting to talk about the incidents that happened there. Apparently, Judge Shanty was sideways through turn 4, and Mahid was
collected them.
Yeah, was in the midst of that. So really wasn't a very good safety car restart. I don't think it was anything wrong with the leaders. I think it was all from collisions at the back of the grid.
Yeah,
it seemed all well and good towards the front. Veloose within just over, literally just over a second from CDM, and he's in a very good position on the medium tyres at the minute.
Well, Dark Stomper's just put a fastest lap of 109.8, and he's got 13 seconds in front of him.
And
so,
he's 32 seconds behind the leader at the minute.
Yeah. But he's got all that time space in front of him to make up. He's already made 2 pit stops.
And Taylor goes down the inside a dead shot and makes the move stick. That was bold and late and brave and a fantastic overtaking. But I think Deadshot is going to want to say something about that and going to the outside. He's going to fight hard for this position. He doesn't even need to, actually. He's passed before we get into turn 1. There's a late on the brakes from Taylor, and Deadshot has to back out of it. And there's running over the curves, and Taylor has almost been spun round.
Yeah, it looked like Taylor lost the back end of his car there and turned in towards Deadshot. Deadshot stayed strong and has managed to hold his position.
That is unfortunate for Taylor. Taylor has definitely been having some really strong races the last 2 times out, but it is very hard to battle between turn 1 and 2, just because of the undulation on the corner, I think, and it just sort of makes you want to sort of go right into the apex, even if you're not trying to. It's just the way the track sort of forms downhill. It's quite strange, and Taylor needs to be careful on the rear end. We've got Beckett trying to make a move on Deadshot at the minute in the racing point, and the Ferrari's looking pretty nice in 5th and 7th at the moment, and I think Beckett is going to make a move on Gaz in a minute. Make a move on Gaz, make a move on Deadshot in a minute, Gaz. I'm all over the place tonight. I was all over the place last week.
It's alright. It's alright. And Brandis looks like he's going to make a move on Veloce.
Oh, is he really? We saw a move on. He has a look down the inside. CDM still controlling the pace of this race at the minute, with Veloce within touching distance now, and Dark Stomper up to 11th. Keep an eye on this man, because he's going to want to be fighting all the way back to the rostrum at the end of this race, and pretty sure that he has got that under his right foot to be able to do it, but we'll have to wait and see. He's got the new Man of Clay Claymores in front of him. Not really on the pace on these hard tyres at the minute. He's starting to struggle somewhat, and Dark Stomper is really getting very, very close behind him.
See, the hard tyres are at the beginning they're quite tough to work into, and when they get to the middle sector of their life they are fantastic.
Sorry Gaz, there's a battle for the lead at the minute. CDM is trying to defend against Veloce, and Brendis is also in this battle. There, 3 abreast for down towards turn 4, and where they're going to go. Brendis has to go onto the grass, and he brakes late. just gets enough room, and CDM is now down in third, and oh, that is so close. Are they going to do? And me and Ari, and they had to go through. CDM goes through into second place. What amazing racing from the top three, and oh, Brendis 3-second time penalty, and CDM almost sent it all the way to Argentina there with that kick of oversteer.
There's a fantastic battle between these three drivers. Velocis there looks like he's going to start opening up a gap there if CDM can't close it before the DRS zone. Because Brendis is looking like he's going to be ready for another attempt coming to turn 1.
Yeah, well, they are.
But it looks like CDM's quite pulling away now, so it's still quite close.
Brendis late on the brakes. He's going to have a go towards turn 4. Needs to get a good line through 2, and this will help you all the way down towards turn 4. Bit of a wiggly tail there from CDM in the Williams. He's going to have to defend around the outside now. He's not got a choice. And Brendis went a little bit deep into the corner, I think.
Yeah, outbroke himself and forced the Williams off, but I think that was it's fair that CDM got the place back there.
Yeah, he definitely left him enough space. Dark Stomper, 3-second time penalty. That man is pushing, but he's pushed a little bit too hard. He's got Death Shot, the next man up, and quite a lot of penalties already coming through now, guys.
Yeah, it's a high amount of penalties, really. It's unfortunate. If looking at the breakdown of it, it'd be speed in the pit lane will be the 5 seconds and 3 seconds for anybody who basically track limits. What you got to watch out for this circuit.
Basman! That was a little glitch. It looked like Basman went into the wall there. And CDM and Brendis are fighting again, and Brendis has got through on the Williams driver, but he's going to fight back now down towards turn 4. It's just going to be a race-long battle, Gaz. And he's through.
Yes, it is. And Basman is getting into the mix of it as well, because Basman has come up on really quickly on Brendis there. And
on medium tyres, crucially, as well. So this is going to be the stage of the race where his tyres are the better of the two compounds now.
Yeah, 10 laps is your overlap threshold, really.
We did have a safety car, of course, so that would have given the soft runners a couple extra laps in their pocket. But CDM and Brendis are going for it again, and he had to back out of it. Very wise from Brendis there. Very hard to go two abreast through that corner, but he's on a nice run up towards turn 1 now. But obviously all this fighting is helping Velocis massively. And Basman is through. Is he going to go for a double? I think he is. The man in the Alfa Romeo is about to go through, and he gets the cut back. Switcheroo at turn 1, and that soldier is so hard, and CDM has been spun round. He's got to be careful. Not it. H-Boss we've just got through. But that's put a little bit of a sour note on that battle now, hasn't it, Gaz? I don't think we've got Gaz. Just for the minute.
Yeah, sorry.
That's all right.
Just sorry, I put my mic on mute. But yeah, that's unfortunate for CDM there with the little wheel contact spinning them out. H-Bosworth has sat out. It's done really well to be still in the mix there.
Yellow flag, sector 2. I'm not sure what's going on there. There's a couple of slow-moving cars.
Yeah, I think it was a Claymore's.
He's a lap car.
Lapped. Yeah, H-Bosworth's right behind him now. So it's just it looks like he was just getting out of the way from the faster drivers, which is very fair to him.
Yeah, well, he needs to just keep it clean, keep it careful. Basman now is going to be on the hunt. Brendis is still behind Basman at the minute. That was very unfortunate. I don't think there was, as I said, turn 2, such a hard corner to give space, especially if you've got the guy on the inside for 1 and then the outside for 2. It's much trickier than it looks. CDM is into the pits, but I suppose that is the best choice. It might be the most perfect choice now, as there's a yellow flag and nothing coming of that yellow flag.
Just on board of off Neil who is actually started pretty much at the back of the grid. He's up 11 places and performing really well. And there's a virtual safety car. And that's Claymore's as DNF'd. I think he spun out on that straight. I don't understand how, but he spun out. I do apologise for anything going quiet at the moment. It looks like I'm losing Joe on the comms, but he's still active on the screen.
Is that better?
That is better. I was thinking, I thought there was something wrong with me, so I was where's the YouTube to see if he was still speaking on it?
Sometimes my headphones are being a bit weird, like they kind of come out a little bit and I can hear, but they won't let me talk. So I just pushed it in a little bit.
Enough.
Yeah, sorry about that, guys. Yeah, Bazman drives through penalty, which is now served, but he's only come out in 3rd place, but he has got a pit stop to do, of course. It's completely mixed up, this grid now. 13 drivers left in the session. Brendis, got to keep an eye out for him. They're all on the hard tyres. Bazman has got his teammate quite close behind him. It's looking very good for Alfa Romeo at the minute, but he is going to have to pit for the hard tyres eventually, is Bazman.
Yeah, it's if he's going to, he can push on. He might do what you don't do, and push on for the soft tyres. But yeah, I do think there's a little bit jumpy his speed.
Yeah, Bazman is having a bit of a jumpy session today. He's just not usually like that. CDM making an overtake on H. Bosworth. He's trying to fight back now. It's a great shame for H. Bosworth. 3-10 time penalty for Dark Stomper. And penalties. My Siri on my phone decided I thought I was talking to him.
I had the same problem yesterday when I was there because we had Civi driving yesterday.
Did you?
Yeah, so Siri kept popping up on my phone, so now my phone is actually as far away as possible without having to overreach for it.
Right.
But it's looking like we're going into that phase of the race where there's not a lot of opportunities for drivers. I can see that Brendis is quite close to Beckett, and we've got Vike who's quite close to Taylor. So there's our two battles at the moment.
Yeah, we'll have a look at Vike and Taylor in a minute. Taylor did have that little bit of an incident a few laps ago. This has been a bit of a bonkers race for TNR. Actually, no, I say that Brendis is very close to the back of Beckett at the moment, and I think he's going to have a go into turn 4. He definitely is going to have a go into turn 4, and he does have a go into turn 4, and he's through into 4th place and Beckett didn't really put up a much of a fight there, Gas.
No, I to be honest, I wouldn't either at the moment.
14 lap old hards.
Beckett's on 14 lap hards. He's got to push it for another 6 to 8 laps to make a medium transfer, or even more so for a soft. But he's at the halfway. They're at the halfway stage pretty much now of the race. So it's quite important for people on the medium tyres to start thinking about when they're going to pit. If they're going to pit for another set of mediums or a set of softs, because I think the hards are very overdone by now. So I don't think anybody will be going over onto the hards at all.
Yeah, well, if they've they could go to the mediums now, like the soft runners that are still out. But yeah, some of them pitted quite early on in this race. Velouz, though, he is stealing the show at the minute, isn't he, Gaz?
It really is. He's I think he's just found his stride, especially now that the tyres that he's on now are looking to probably at that point where they're like starting to fade, to the point where they're nearly at the cliff edge. So a bit more nursing, and I reckon he can get another 4 laps out of them, and maybe squeeze onto a set of soft tyres and just drag them out to the end of the race.
I'm just on board with CDM at the minute, Gaz. He's getting very close to Dark Stomper, obviously on those old soft tyres. He's going to have to pit in a lap or two. And I don't know what he's going to go for. He's probably going to go for another set of softs, would be my guess now. He's done 13 laps, almost 14 laps on those tyres. I think it's manageable for him to get to the end on the softs now. And
not now. If he's going to pit now, he would have to go into mediums for an effective.
Oh, he is pitting now.
Yeah, he is pitting now. Let's see what he does. I would say he should go mediums.
5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane. Really not been Dark Stomper's day.
I think that's it's a common penalty, and yeah, it looks like is it a set of mediums? I think it is, yeah.
Mediums, yeah.
So he is thinking about pushing them to the end now. So the mediums will get to the end from this point.
Like the laugh in the pits also.
Yeah.
Medium tyres.
Fight goes for mediums.
And a front wing change.
I wonder how long he's had that front wing got damage for.
Yeah, I definitely do wonder. Bazman has got Brendis right behind him. He's still yet to pit in this race, so we're going to have to see what happens. Offney, though, Gaz, we haven't mentioned him. He's fair play. I think he started in 17th. I can check actually.
Offney, yeah, he started in 17th. He was up to second now. Absolutely fantastic effort from him.
Yellow
yet
flag.
to pit though. Wow, is that?
Who was that?
Is that a glitch there?
What happened then? Very strange.
I've just got a massive glitch because it's saying that Offneil is 1 lap down from the loose. I'm hoping it'll sort itself out. But Vike is out.
We had Vike out, but he didn't say.
Vike, I seen a little blue, light blue dot off of turn 4, and it looked like it was well and truly out within the stands, basically, like out in orbit. That was quite bizarre. I wonder how that happened.
But that is very, very strange, and Bazman is now dropping down the field. He's going to come out in 7th place. Big drift out of the pit lane. He's on it now, and he needs to start pushing on Dark Stomper. Fastest lap of the race. He's fighting with Taylor. I didn't even see. and he's through on Taylor. That was a great battle through turn 1 and 2 there. Let's see if Taylor can fight back DRS for the Haas driver, and I think he is going to have a go. He is going to have a go into turn 4, and they are side by side, giving each other just enough space. Dark Stomper on the outside. I know what's coming, Gaz. Oh, maybe not. It's just a shame. I thought they were going to go side by side through there. So where did Bazman came out? Bazman came out in 7th place. Bosworth.
I think there's a bit of a glitch because it said Othniel is sitting in 12th at the moment, and I think because he actually was battling his way up through the pack, wasn't he? I don't think that's right.
I'm not too sure, unless he's just
because he hasn't pitted yet, and he was sitting in the top 3 for a while, and then he managed to get sitting second, and then all of a sudden after the Vike crash he's now down in 12th.
Oh, sorry, we'll talk about that later. Taylor is going down the inside of Dark Stomper, and Dark Stomper's going to try and fight back again. DRS activation zone is just coming up. We went through the detection point, and I think Dark Stomper does have it. He does, and we're just coming up now. He looks to make a move down the inside, but he can't make it stick. All over the road is Dark Stomper there, coming out of turn number 4. I did say this earlier, Gaz. Taylor is, I have to give him a lot of credit actually. He's been one of the best wheel-to-wheel racers in Tuesday night so far, I have to say.
I did the warm-up, the testing that we did with some of the drivers at the beginning. I did it with Taylor and a few friends of mine, and absolutely fantastic racecraft from him. So I already knew that he was a good racer, but today he's been absolutely fantastic.
We'll see if Stomper can get past him this time. Taylor's been holding up quite some defence from the Renault man. I don't think he's going to have a look down the inside, is Taylor. And he does stick his nose in to turn 1. Dark Stomper fair play to him, gives him the space. He's going to have a nice run. And CVM, multiple warnings. And Taylor, he's got him on turn 3 before we even got onto the DRS straight. And he is through and back up to P8. This is a fantastic battle going on here, Gaz.
Oh, definitely. Much respect to Taylor with the 14 lap old mediums as well. Those tyres will be screaming at him right now. It's basically go easy. But I just got to give it to him because absolutely fantastic.
And Valois has pitted for the soft tyres now, so he's going to be running away with this now. Gaz, he's 5 seconds clear from second place, and that is only going to increase. And Brendis, I just went on board with him, saw him cut turn 2 and another 3-second time penalty. Beckett hasn't got a penalty yet. Definitely not scored a podium this season. No penalties. He's looking pretty tidy at the minute in 3rd place.
Yeah. It's
looks like there's a battle out of the pits at the minute. Go on, carry on.
Yeah, we'll just looking at it. Could see Brenda's dropping off the podium currently with the penalties. He's got 9-second penalty. Avinash is 9 seconds behind him with 3-second penalty himself. So I can see that's going to be Avinash. If he puts a bit of a kick up his bum and it goes a bit hard there, he could close that gap down, and we could see Brenda's off the podium.
But we're not too sure actually, because we have got Offney, and we've got to kind of work out where he is. I think he's in 6th place. So confused. I hate Codemasters at the minute. I hate you, I have to say. Strong words, but Offney.
Yeah, because he's right behind CDEM, isn't he?
Yeah, and Bazman is making a move on Bosworth. Sorry, Gaz, and going down the inside. And he's made the move sticking to turn 1. I don't think Bosworth's going to have a response down towards turn number 4. Dark Stomper and Taylor once again are fighting it out, and Dark Stomper's got through again, but guess what? Taylor's got DRS, and here we go, and no battery for Dark Stomper. That red light is flashing away and he's through once again. How many times have these drivers switched and changed positions? And these two are having a hell of a race at the minute. As I'm sure, even though Dark Stomper would love to be right towards the top of this pack, I'm sure he's having a hell of a time. Yeah. And he goes down the inside of Taylor and he has to give him the space. Wow, that makes me and Ari's battle yesterday look like peanuts compared to this.
This is absolutely fantastic. You've got to give it to the two drivers. Absolutely wonderful battling.
They want this PSN voucher for their life depends on it at the minute. We're going to remember this from the Brazilian Grand Prix in a few months' time when we're all said and done. I think we'll definitely remember the Tuesday night Brazilian Grand Prix. They're putting on a show for you guys. You're not here very often, so I want to know what you're missing.
Oh yeah, definitely the showing what our money's going towards really at the end of the season, aren't we? Absolutely fantastic.
And Taylor is now backed out of it, but he's going to go on to the soft tyres, that's for sure. And he's going to put some serious lap times in now. And I do think, though, this could be close between him and Combo. Maybe Combo's just a little bit too far away. I think he is just a bit too far back to be close. Big kick of oversteer again out of the pit lane. Yeah, just a little bit out of reach for Iggy. In 10th place, still getting some points at the moment.
Well, that is if the Codemasters is right about Othniel at the moment. I think we'll have to review his footage to see where he is.
Yeah, well, it does say he overtook CDM by looks things, and he did, and we didn't actually get to see that. So apologies for that.
Yeah, it's showing that he's 3 laps down. And it's just that's not right. That can't be
so
right.
He's in 4th place at the minute. No, it's confusing my brain.
It looks like he's in front of CDM.
Yeah, so he'd be in 5th.
Yeah. So
yeah, at the moment your top 3 are right. Yellow flag, final, and that is. I'm not too. I think that's dark. Looked like a or was it a driver just getting out of the way? I think it was Iggy Combo. Is now a lap down.
I think it was a dead shot getting out of the way for Brendis.
Yeah, I think it was. And oh, here we go. Is this a Max Verstappen Esteban Ocon about to come up here? It looks like Deadshot was going to try and unlap himself. One of the cars was fitting for the move. But as you're saying, Valois really has dominated this Brazilian Grand Prix at the moment. Not too many close battles on track. We've got Avanash. Don't know how far his teammate behind him is though. It's looking very good for Ferrari. We've got a driver just coming out of the pit lane. Is that Iggy? I believe it is Iggy. We've got a driver off the track. Oh dear. And we've got Brendis being hit by Deadshot, and he needs to be very careful not to take out Brendis because he is a lap car. He's Deadshot.
Taylor's got the fastest lap, 108.6. Fantastic for Taylor.
So it's all just starting to quieten down on the Western Front now. Yes.
Yeah, definitely is. It's I was just basically going through to see where everybody is, and I'll be honest, I'm quite Taylor with that fastest lap. He is 3/10 in front of Valois. It's his fastest lap. All the rest of them are in the 109s, 110s, 111s. So it looks like it's going to be a battle between Taylor and Valois at the moment for the fastest lap.
It is starting to look that way. We have got a battle. Looks like there is. So we've got Othni overtaking Iggy, lapping Iggy at the moment, and he's starting to get onto the back of Avanash. Just remember, Othni is in 5th place at the minute. So I say it's all quiet. It's actually starting to hotten up a little bit, Gaz, because we've got Avanash and Beckett, Alpha and Ferrari. Almost. Avanash having a bit of a kick out of that hairpin just there. So it is Alpha versus Ferrari, We've got another
Alpha
Alpha.
versus
This is Williams.
versus the Williams. Yep.
It's looking
I'm
like
actually on board with that at the moment.
well, it's looking like two of the three Italian teams are doing really well at the minute on points. As I keep saying, Ofni is in fifth, so fourth, fifth Ferrari, and third and seventh for Alfa Romeo at the moment.
I'll be. Just Basman went to go on the inside. CDM moves right across to defend.
Oh, and there's another
wheel to wheel
of the same. I've got to be careful. Oh, that was well done for getting out of the way. Bosworth now coming up the field now. Having a very quiet race actually, and Basman no damage, but he has now dropped down a little bit. Dark Stomper hasn't been able to make the gains I thought he was going to in this race, I do have to say.
Well, Taylor basically is holding him back really for most of that there, the battle between them two. And when you're in a battle, it does slow you down on your overall race pace.
But look at, obviously we can't get on board with Ofni really. We're going to have to see it, but look at this, Gaz. 4 drivers for that final place on the rostrum for the final 4 or 5 laps of this race. 2 Alfa Romeos, 2 Ferraris, and I say that Beckett is in the pits, which is very strange. I would have just tried to have stepped it out to the very end, but he's obviously having to come in. But the two, you wouldn't know this, Gaz, the 2 Ferrari teammates, the 2 friends, the 2 men from South Africa are fighting out for 3rd place, and it looks like Ofni's gone down the inside on Avanash, and CDM is not too far behind, and he might be able to catch up a little bit. We've got Dark Stomper and Beckett just coming out of the pits. I think Beckett could easily get Dark Stomper here, Gaz, actually.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Beckett with the fresh tyres. Looks like he should be pushing back up through this field very quickly.
So, yeah, at the moment, Ofni is in 3rd place, and I don't know about you, Gaz, but he is my driver of the day at the minute, coming back from about 18th on the grid to 3rd place at the moment.
I have to agree with you. He's caused no issues. He's just battled his way up. It was actually really quiet in going through until we seen him up at the top 6. I was like, wow, where's he come from? It was absolutely fantastic air driving, a great strategy from him. And now he's sitting 3rd?
Yes, he is in 3rd. I've been trying to keep track of him actually. I tell you what, it is actually, I've just noticed something really strange.
Yeah.
Have a look at his car number.
Oh wait, I've got it. What is his car number? It's not your number, is it? 16? Ah.
Charles
Is it Charles Leclerc?
Yeah. So that's strange. So obviously there's a little bit of a glitch still. This game is still very, very buggy. It is starting to quiet down a bit, but Beckett is starting to get on the back of Dark Stomper, so I got a feeling Beckett with no penalty either. We've only got a couple of guys with no penalties in this race at the moment. Yeah, Toulouse though, I would say, just because of Ofni's fantastic race, but Toulouse, real big shout out to Toulouse, because that is one hell of a performance from the Renault driver at the minute. 11 seconds in the lead and bagging some serious points for Renault.
I'm just looking at the penalties system, okay, because of the system is a bit glitchy. Alright, Brenda's has a 9-second time penalty, and Ofnil has 3-second time penalty, so he's basically got 6 seconds to make up between himself and Brenda's, and he could actually take second.
It is a bit of a tall order. We don't actually know how old his tyres are. It says it's no laps, which is obviously not the case.
Yeah. I think we will need to see his footage at the end, just to get the last clip of the last lap, just so we can see where he is. Because his system will show him in his correct position. Obviously, other drivers will see him in that position as well. But it just kind of shifts everybody down a spot, really, doesn't it? And it looks like Beckett is getting really close to Dark Stomper.
I've just been on board with Beckett, just following them along, and they're both very low on battery towards the end of this race, as you would usually expect, because it's quite hard to manage your battery the whole way through the race. Dark Stomper definitely wants to forget about this Brazilian Grand Prix. 17 seconds worth of pens. He messed up in qualifying and just hasn't really been able to capitalise in this race. Some great battles with Taylor, though, I have to admit.
Yes, definitely.
But it's not something he's not going to want to really have been battling for 7th, 8th place.
Well, he did have 2 early pit stops for wing damage as well.
Oh,
so
of course,
that's actually hampered his race.
It did hamper his race massively, that is true. Let's see if these two guys can put on a little bit of a show for the last, by coming out to the last lap of this race. That's gone pretty quickly, guys.
Well, yes, it's got. The last time I looked at the lap count, it was like lap 18. We were talking about tyres, which ones were going to last at the end. As you can see, Veloce has done fantastic on those tyres, making 11 laps. The hard tyres pushing them to 20. They're going to be 22 laps old for CDM.
Beckett had a look, but he decided against it, and he's just sort of Dark Stomper again. He's very close from being disqualified from this race.
Yeah.
I do actually want to say, just on the last lap, I say it afterwards actually, Veloce is just about to cross the line to win his first Brazilian Grand Prix in LFR. Oh no, sorry, that's very strange, the lap counter is still going.
Yeah, on my lap count, this is the last lap.
It was on 36 for me, the last lap. Was it the same for you as well?
No, it was actually on 35 for me. That's what I was like, wait there, what?
Oh, no, it was on 36. Anyway, I'll say this quickly then. Didn't get to say it last week, I actually completely forgot. We'd just like to have a shout out actually to, I don't know if you knew this, of actually a really big Formula 1 fan, obviously Captain Sir Tom Moore, who passed away just about a week or so ago, but I knew he was a massive F1 fan, big fan of Lando Norris actually. So he definitely deserves his rest, he definitely earned it. But anyway, I was supposed to say that last week, so I thought I'd bring it on to this week, and we'll just come back to now into the final corner comes Veloce, and he's just about to cross the line to finish. And sorry about that from the last lap, it said lap 36 on my screen. It's been a very glitchy lobby today, and Veloce comes to win his first race in LFR Tuesday night racing at the Brazilian Grand Prix. We're going to see who comes home in second place. It looks like it's going to be you think it's going to be Othni? Are we predicting that at the minute? He comes home in second, just Brandis at the minute.
Brandis is in second, but Othni, I'm just basically working out because Othni is on our system. It's saying he has finished. This may actually cause problems down the line with this.
This might, yeah, this definitely might. So, don't quote us on this so far. Our predictions are Veloce, obviously well done, has won this race, and Brandis has possibly come second. We definitely think our top three is Brandis, Othni, and Veloce, but which order the final two come in, we just don't know. We'll have to find out later, and we'll let you know next week what happened there. So anyway, driver of the day, Gas.
It's Othni for me straight away, but I've got to give a shout out to Dark Stomper and Taylor for that wheel-to-wheel battling throughout the whole race.
This is very strange. So we're still going with Othni, actually, Gas.
Yeah, I can see that, and it's
very odd. So is it going to finish now? I've never seen this before.
No, I think we might have to run down the 1 minute 10 seconds we've got left, so we might be watching another lap. Oh, there we go.
So anyway, yeah, sorry, Othni is going to be our driver of the day. I don't know what the game is going to give us, but we've gone with Othni for driver of the day. Valoose, outstanding performance, really good drive there to start on pole. Lost it into turn 1, of course, to CDM. CDM as well, had to give a good shout out for him. They would definitely be to my top 3 drivers for today. Brilliant battle. It's just a shame about the collision at turn 2, but it's very easy for that to happen at turn 2. But yeah, Valoose getting the race win.
Yeah. So obviously, with what we'll do now is we'll get a hold of Othni and see if we can get his last lap footage, just so we can confirm exactly where he was. Well, yeah, fantastic. Dark Stumper, no, sorry, Taylor with the fastest lap of 108.6 gets the extra points.
So that'll give him 3 points for this race.
A lot of clean drivers today, which is great to see.
Just a shame about that safety car, really, wasn't it?
Yeah, safety car. A few issues with some of the drivers lower down, but obviously we'll find out through it. We'll go through the incidents later on tonight.
Yeah. So obviously Valoose P1. We won't go through the top 3 at the minute, but 4th would be Avinash Human, CDM, H Bosworth, Bazman, Beckett, Dark Stomper, Taylor, Iggy, Deadshot, Othni. Don't know where he's come. Right to Laugh was the first one. The last one to DNF from this session. Anyway, yeah, thank you very much for joining Tuesday Night Racing, Brazilian Grand Prix. Back next week for the Hungarian Grand Prix, Monday Night Racing with Gaz and Hobo. Me and Flea Tuesday night, hopefully. Of course, this Friday, Gaz for the Tea Time Friday League. I think it's Bahrain. For Friday, it's obviously being streamed.
It is.
Yeah, so being streamed on LFR on Friday night, 9 o'clock. That'll be our next show, our next race. And then I said Monday night 7:30, Tuesday night 7:30 for the Hungarian Grand Prix. Thank you very much for watching, and thank you for joining me tonight, guys. It's been a real help.
Oh, not a problem. Glad to enjoy it. It was a very good, enjoyable race to watch. So looking forward to next week.
Yeah. So anyway, we'll see you on Gaz. We'll see you on Friday for tea time, and we'll be back next week in LFR for Monday Night Racing. Obviously, make sure to like, share, and subscribe to the video. Want to try and get to 50 subscribers soon. Not very many, not a big number, but big number to us. And obviously, make sure you stay safe. And have a good Tuesday evening. Thank you very much.